Hello, this is Jeff Steiner from Americans in France, and I am talking with Paul Shawcross. Paul, are you there?
Yes, I am, Jeff.
And Paul is the author of Dordogne Explorations, an app. Paul, can you tell us a little bit about your app?
Yes, certainly. This is the travel app I've written about the southwest of France. It includes Dordogne and the Quercy and the southern part of the Limousin. It includes all the territories alongside the fantastic Dordogne River, which flows from the Massif Central in the center of France out through the Dordogne area. And so it's covering quite a large area, but particularly focusing on the Dordogne and the Quercy.
Okay. And this is the splash screen. When you buy the app, this is the first thing you'll see.
That's correct.
All right. And so let's go on to see a photo. Where is this?
Right. This is the Pont Valentré in Cahors, right in the south of the region I've been writing about. It's a fantastic medieval bridge. There were three at Cahors about 150 years ago, but the city fathers saw fit to pull the other two down. I think they've regretted that since. Fortunately, they left this one. It's a fantastic bridge. It was never taken by any military force, and the English tried hard enough, and others have tried. Nobody ever took it. They had to take the town by other means. So militarily, it was a fantastic structure, very well engineered. And there's a great history attached to it. It took a long time to build. Wasn't completed until 1350, and it had been started in 1308. And the reason it took a long time was because they had difficulties getting the men and the equipment. But the builder eventually decided he was going to make a pact with the devil. If the devil would help him fix it and get it completed, and sure enough,
he did.
As in all good stories, this happened. But the devil extracted a price, and the price was to have a little carving to him high up on one of the towers. So if you visit the Pont Valentré, have a look at the towers. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. On one of the towers, you'll see a little statue of the devil, and this commemorates the quick finishing of the bridge, which was much appreciated by the city fathers at the time.
And this is an entry in your app?
And this is an entry in the app, as is Cahors itself, because there are quite a few fascinating buildings in Cahors, the city, and of course this is the region where the famous black wine of Cahors is produced, so there's an entry for that too.
Okay, good. And how many entries does your app have?
This entry has around 200. 200 entries in this app, yes.
And obviously this bridge is much more welcoming to tourists than it was to military people.
Yes.
The invading armies, right?
Yes, invading armies didn't like it very much, but tourists love it, and it really is a must. If you go to Cahors, you must go and see. You have to walk down out the center of the town, but you must go and see it. And you have the bonus of seeing this fantastic river Lot as well, which flows underneath it.
Now, this chateau, who lived in this chateau?
Well, one of the most recent owners, it's still owned privately, and you can go and see it today. But one of the previous owners who lived in this chateau in the earlier part of the 20th century was the famous American entertainer Josephine Baker. And Josephine Baker was, not many people know, but she was a great philanthropist. And she spent, in the earlier part of her career, when she had lots of money, she spent some of that buying the Chateau de Milan, and she adopted lots of children. So lots of children who would have had a very difficult time otherwise were taken under Josephine's wing, and they lived in the chateau with her when she wasn't touring or up in Paris. And so she was able to give them a very good start. Unfortunately, Josephine's career didn't go from strength to strength. It gradually got more difficult for her. And so she had to sell the chateau in the end, but not before she was awarded the Croix de Guerre by the French authorities, because she did a lot of work for the French during the war, helping the resistance, etc. So she was a great lady.
And where is the chateau at? Where is
the chateau is just above the River Dordogne, not far from Baynac and the other famous military chateaus.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yes, it is a really nice building.
And what bridge is this?
The bridge is across the River Dordogne, where it's in the higher reaches where it's dammed in the Limousin before it reaches the Quercy and the Dordogne. There's a huge dam at the Barrage de Chastain, and this is just a little further up. It's one of the ways across. You can go there in the middle of season and you won't see too many people. It's a lovely place to picnic. Not the most picturesque bridge in the world, but it's a really picturesque part of the Dordogne Gorge. And as I say, a nice place to visit for a picnic or to travel through on a day out, because you can get into the northern parts of the gorge using this bridge.
Oh, it looks very nice, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And what bridge are we looking at here? Or what town are we looking at here?
Oh, this is the fabulous town of Bergerac, which again is a centre for wine production, well known for its wines. And this is the Vieux Pont, the old bridge over the River Dordogne, which you can see is a very wide river at this point. And Bergerac is an old town which is in the so-called Périgord the purple Périgord, and it's called purple, I think, because of its wine production. The town itself is quite old, and there are associations with Cyrano de Bergerac. We've all seen the film Roxane, and Cyrano was in that, but there's no actual evidence that Cyrano was ever in Bergerac, but they like to claim that he was, and there's a couple of statues to him there, and it's even aside from that, it's a very nice place to visit. It's a very, very pleasant Dordogne town.
It makes a nice story.
It makes a lovely story, yes.
Exactly. And so this is an entry in the app, then?
And this Bergerac is an entry in the app, and there's also an entry for the Bergerac wines.
Okay, very good. Now, Paul, where can people find your app at?
Okay, the app can be found on the iTunes store. If you look under Dordogne Explorations, just do a search for that, you can find it there. And it can also be found on the Google Play, also by doing a search for Dordogne Explorations. So they're the two places where you would find the app.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thanks for watching. It's been very nice having you, Paul.
Okay, Jeff, nice to talk to you.